Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In today's video, we will learn how to send Slack notification for failed InstaMojo payment. So now let's say that you are a business owner and you use InstaMojo to receive online payments, and now whenever you receive a failed payment in your InstaMojo account, then with this details captured and along with the customer details, you want to send a notification in your Slack channel. So how we will be doing this integration? For that we will be using Pabbly Connect, where our trigger application will be InstaMojo and our action application will be Slack. So to do this integration, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to learn how to send Slack notification for InstaMojo failed payment. So here you are using InstaMojo to collect online payments from your customer. Now you want, whenever a customer is trying to make a transaction and that particular transaction gets failed for any kind of technical reason or any other reason, then you want to send a notification in your Slack channel, including the details of the very same customer and the transaction details that were received previously. So to set up this integration, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you are a new user, you can directly click on sign up for free, and at the time of account creation, you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I will click on sign in. So now we have arrived on the all applications page. We will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach our dashboard. So here we have arrived on a dashboard and these are some existing workflows. But to create a new workflow, on the right hand side, you can see a create workflow button. So click on that. And now in this dialog box, we need to give a name to our workflow, and I have named it as send Slack notification for InstaMojo failed payment, and now I will click on create. As I did that, we have arrived on a very important window that consists of trigger and action. Trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire integration will depend. So now over here we need to select a trigger application and an action application to make this integration run, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So now moving on to our trigger window, as the title suggests, that is to send Slack notification for InstaMojo failed payment. Over here as the trigger application, I will be searching for InstaMojo. Here it is. So over here in the trigger event, I have selected new sale, which says triggers when a new sale or successful payment or new dropped off payment is done. That means the trigger event will be same for the failed payment as well and for the successful payment as well. So now moving to webhook URL. Using this webhook URL, we will connect the payment page or the payment link on our InstaMojo account with Pabbly Connect. Then every time a new transaction will be received in that payment page, either it is a successful transaction or a failed transaction, we will receive the details for both the transactions in Pabbly Connect. So now over here, these are the steps given to you. Read it carefully. So let me take you to my InstaMojo account. So over here, either you can create a new payment page or a new payment link, and you can go with the existing one as well. So to create a new payment page, we will go to our left hand side and we will be clicking on create new button. And now we will go to payment link and click on create link. So now we will now go to smart link, and over here we need to give the purpose of payment. That will be Pabbly course, and now we need to select the pricing over here. So I am entering the amount as 800 rupees, and now we will click on next. So over here, moving on to this update payment link, we will be going to smart actions, and now we will click on add webhook. So over here we need to paste the webhook that is available to us in Pabbly Connect. So we will go to Pabbly Connect and we will be copying the webhook URL. And now I've pasted it over here, and now I will click on done. So now you can see our link is ready. That means the connection between InstaMojo and Pabbly Connect is also successful. So now whenever a new transaction will be made, then automatically the response will be captured in our Pabbly Connect. So now what I will do is I will go to this preview link option and I will make a dummy submission. So let me click on this. So over here in this payment page, let me fill in the details. The name will be as demo, and now mentioning the email ID, that will be demo@pabblytudes.com. Moving on to the phone number, that will be as mentioned, but as our title suggests, that is to send Slack notification for InstaMojo failed payment. So what I will do is I will make a failed payment over here. So let me click on next. So now you can see it as asking me to scan and pay, and it is giving me some other options as well. So now what I need to do is I need to make a failed payment. So what I will do is I will enter the wrong UPI pin in my phone, and then this payment will get failed. So now here you can see the payment is failed. So over here there are these two possible reasons given, that either the CVV is incorrect or the expiry date. There is some network problem with the payment method. Now we will go to Pabbly Connect and we will check the captured response over there. So over here you can see the status is failed. You can see the payment ID and you can see the INR along with the amount. So now you can see the transaction that we have made was failed, and the same is mentioned in Pabbly Connect. So if it was a successful transaction, you could have seen success over here and the transaction would have been successful. So this transaction was failed. But as there might be some other transactions as well that might be successful, so over here what I only want to send a Slack notification when there is a failed transaction. So in my action application, I will be using filter by Pabbly. And now over here, I need to select the label and the value that I want to select as the filter. So filter will help me to put a condition over here. So in the select label option, I will select the status that is failed and it should be equal to, and over here I will enter the value. So what I will do is I will copy the failed from the response that we have received and I will paste it over here in the value section. So now I've put a condition that only the failed transactions should be sent in Slack as a notification. So now I will click on save and send test request. So now you can see the status is success and the condition is true. So now if you would have noticed over here, we have received the transaction details, but we have not received the customer details that was trying to make the payment. So that means we have not received the dummy details which I have mentioned at the time of making the payment. So what I need to do is read this note carefully, which says that if you need the full details corresponding to any transaction ID, then you need to use the InstaMojo get payment details event in the next action step. So that means in order to get the customer details, I will again have to use InstaMojo, where I will select the action event as payment details. So now what I will do is I will go to the action step, and over here I will be searching for InstaMojo once again. Here it is. And now I will go to the action event that will be to get payment details. After doing this, I will click on connect. Now you can see if you have an existing connection, you can go with that. But to add a new connection, you need to mention a private API key and a private auth token. So where you will find this? Read the instruction given below carefully, that you can find the private API key and private auth token. For that, you need to visit your InstaMojo account and you can find both of these in the API and plugins section. So what I will do is I will take you to my InstaMojo account. And over here in this API and plugins section, you will find the API key and the auth token over here. But as I have already an existing connection, I will go with that and I will click on save. And here you can see it is connected. So now moving on to payment ID, instead of entering it manually, I will map it from the response that we have received. Over here you can see the payment ID is given, so I am mapping it and it is mapped successfully. So now I will click on save and send test request to see the response that we will receive. So here in the response received, you can see that it was success, and over here you can see the payment ID along with the status that was failed. You can see the payment currency, that is INR, along with the amount, and the details which we wanted was the buyer name, the phone number and the mail ID, including some other details. So the response is successfully captured. Now moving on to our next action application, that will be Slack, where we want to send a notification. So over here we will be searching for Slack and here it is. Now in the action event, we will be selecting as send channel message. And now we will click on connect. So if you have an existing connection, you can go with that, or you can add a new connection simply. So I will add a new connection and then I will straight away click on connect with Slack. I've already opened Slack in one of my tabs. Make sure you also do the same. So I will click on connect. And over here, I need to mention the token type that can either used as a user or bot. So I'm using it as user over here. And now I'll click on save. So now you can see it is connected successfully, and over here also you can see that it is connected. Now we need to mention the channel where we want to send the Slack notification. So I will click on this drop down and I will be selecting the channel as failed payment, which I've already created in Slack. So I've been selecting it. Moving to the message, this is the message that I have typed already. So the message goes as, "Hello team, this payment is failed in InstaMojo. Details are mentioned below, name, email, phone, payment ID. Regards, manager." So the details like name, email, phone, payment ID, I will be mapping these details from the response that we have received in our InstaMojo get payment details action. So why are we using mapping? Because we want whenever a new transaction is made in InstaMojo and the response is captured in Pabbly Connect, then automatically these fields should be replaced with the new data. And if we add these details manually, then the fields will not be replaced with new data and the workflow will get stuck. So let me map the name over here from the response. It is over here, demo. Now I will mention the mail ID. Over here it is. Now I need to mention the phone number. Here it is. Moving on to the payment ID. Here it is. So now we have mapped these details. So now whenever a new transaction details will be captured in Pabbly Connect, these details will be replaced by the new transaction details automatically. So now after mapping it, so there are some fields like image URL, image alt text, bot name, bot icon, and some other fields. These are not the mandatory fields, but if as your use case includes them, so you can mention it. So over here, what I will do is I will click on save and send test request to see the message that will be sent on Slack. So let me click on this. And you can see our response is received, and now I will take you to my Slack channel, and over here you can see the message that goes as, "Hello team, this payment is failed in InstaMojo. Details are mentioned below, name, demo, email, phone, and along with payment ID, regards, manager." So that means this failed transaction notification is sent in Slack successfully. Hence this integration between InstaMojo and Slack is successful. So now whenever a failed payment will be made in InstaMojo, then a notification will be sent on Slack. Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.